Welcome to the latest edition of Mowlems Racing Travels, and we're here in Le Mans. And this episode we're going to be focusing on Bonamy Grimes and Ivor Dunbar, who are racing here in the Road to Le Mans race in their Red River Sport Ligier, but also seeing some of the stories that goes on behind the scenes and the sort of intricacies of what makes this race so great and also so difficult to finish, let alone win.
Yes, on the morning of the Le Mans 24 hours then, the Road to Le Mans races with an amazing 48 entries, 40 of them actually LMP3 cars, two different French makes, the Norma and the Ligier, and Ivor in a Ligier here, just getting ready before the start.
Well, Ivor Dunbar, this is exciting. You're back at Le Mans. You missed last year. You're in the Road to Le Mans race, but rather than a Ferrari, you're in this LMP3 Ligier.
Yes, a different kind of weapon this time, more of a challenge.
Is it faster?
Yeah, it is faster. It is faster, but it also requires more precision and a little bit more finesse. The Ferrari, you can get away with murder under the brakes. With this, the brakes are powerful, but you've got to use them properly, otherwise you end up locking up at the end of the braking zone.
Of course, rather than driving with Johnny Mowlem, as normal, you're sharing with another Red River stableman, Bonamy Grimes.
Yeah, two amateurs this time, having a bit of fun. First time we've done it, just the pair of us together. So yeah, it's good. It's great fun. I had a good long free practice session yesterday. I did a few laps at the end, which only served to intimidate me. So it was good to have a good long session in this free practice now.
The great thing about Le Mans is it's such a fabulous circuit, isn't it?
It's a wonderful circuit. It requires a lot of confidence and commitment. You need to be confident in the machinery under you, and the only way to get that is to do a few laps. So yeah, it was a really nice session this morning.
You feel you're still learning?
Oh, absolutely. Each lap I was, a second a lap quicker. So, and I suspect that will happen until the last lap of the race.
Now, as a Scotsman, one of the nice things is you're with Nielsen Racing, and of course got a big connection with the Curé Cos.
They do, yeah, we're back to Scottish roots, yes. And there are a few Scots in the team as well.
Yeah, so you could say you're a Curé Cos driver, and you're probably not old enough to remember them winning here in a D-Type.
I can't honestly say I remember it, but I'm very well aware of them doing it. I don't think we're quite going to replicate that, but we'll give it a go.
Yeah, it's going to be a very big ask for the Red River boys, Bonamy Grimes and Ivor Dunbar. Problems with a loose wheel in qualifying means they will start right at the very back of this huge 48 car field, and off they go. And a big battle going on then at the start, and the pole position man is overtaken up towards the Dunlop Bridge. Going very strongly, the Trulay brothers in the Graf Racing, and then a spinner there, and that is, I think, Kay Van Berlo in the Euro International entry. And see all these LMP2 cars, the Normas and the Ligers, all built in France, and you see the odd Ferrari and Porsche in the GT3 category further down the field, battling for their own prize, of course. Red River car already made up a couple of places, lots of dust flying. Very much an incident pack race, and there a Ferrari in the barrier. A long yellow period before the safety car peeled in, and the battle continued. Lawrence Hoare, the initial leader, the German driver. All these cars with big V8 Nissan engines. Here is Ivor about to pick off that Porsche in front of him, made up quite a few places. The former City banker. There they are on the pit wall, the Red River team. This car's been racing mainly in Britain. I believe it's Ivor's first time in this car, more used to racing a Ferrari, of course. Had quite a bit of success in the Brit Car Series in the UK. Has raced here at Le Mans before, a couple of years ago, and indeed before that in the Classic Le Mans. Now look at this flat out then. Now they're waiting for a pit stop. There's Bonamy, the Welsh driver, about to jump in, doing double duty actually today, because later on he'll take part in the Aston Martin Festival race, and that comes straight after this, so he'll have to jump out of the car pretty quickly and get into the other machine. GT4, much slower of course than this car, but Bon making good progress through Tete Rouge. And meanwhile, a great battle at the front of the field, and Duncan Tappy, the British driver, challenging for the lead, and indeed about to take the lead here in the Lannan Racing. There he does, passes Sean Rahal in the United Autosports entry team, also with cars in the main Le Mans 24 Hours, team run by Zach Brown and Richard Dean, as Ivor watches on, and the car moving up into about 30th place now, having passed quite a lot of machines, but that problem in practice was a big drama, as victory goes to Duncan Tappy in the Lannan Racing, and there our car finishing down there, you see it, in 30th place after starting right at the very back. As I mentioned, Bonamy Grimes straight into the Aston Martin Festival race, driving this GT4 car. He'd never tried the machine before, but very competitive, one of the leading runners. He'll race against the likes of Chris Harris there from Top Gear, Martin Brundle, Dave Richards in this race. Well, there Bon, as you see, qualified 13th overall, and our commentary comes from John Hindhaugh and Shay Adams.
Stand by for action. 45 minutes on the clock. Peter Dumbreck and Jan Struve side by side on the front row of the grid. Already one or two people pulling out. Keep an eye on the back of the grid as well, because we've got cars to come through there, including Martin Brundle and Ross Gunn in the brand new GT3. We're off and running up to Dunlop for the first time, and Peter Dumbreck gets the hammer down, gets a couple of cars lengths. Now this is a race, it is competitive. We have several different categories: GT4, Vulcan, Invitation GT3, but let's forget about that and just enjoy.
37 cars taking the start of this race, so we have plenty of action to watch for, but as John rightly said, it will be Ross Gunn who gets the best start out of anyone. He started in the 33rd position, and already, John, after about 5 corners, he's up to 26.
Oh, and a problem for the 11. Oh, it's not been a great weekend for Mark Farmer. Had a throttle problem that took him off the circuit early in the weekend. Now, was that induced by contact? Oh. It was. That was going into Tete Rouge. Safety car is out. Safety car is out with 37 minutes to go. So first and second will be closed up.
James Holder has gotten out of his Aston Martin. That would be the number 44, the Generation AMR Super Racing car. It is stuck just on the outside, and yeah, there's
definitely fluid behind it. And here's the pit stops. This is what I wondered if it would happen.
Johnny, what's going on up there?
Well, good question. This is the problem, the left hand not knowing what the right hand is doing. Essentially, I pitted under the safety car, having sought rule clarification I could do that. I was told to be held at the end of the pit lane until the train passed, which is what you'd normally expect, and then they held him for about 34 seconds, 35 seconds longer. Not just him, the entire grid that came in. So I'm not quite sure what's going on, but they've released him now. He's leading his class, so let's hope he still is by the time it's all pans out. It'd be fantastic for him to win in his first race at Le Mans.
Right, safety car in this lap, so he's got to catch the train. Get on the radio, give him a quick warning. Thanks, John, and thanks, John.
Thank you, Bruce. Yeah, good pick up by Bruce Jones there. Johnny Mowlem runs Red River Sport. Got a couple of his protégés. He's doing mentoring now, has retired effectively from the top classes of racing. Still likes to put the overalls on, though, and help out his clients.
The safety car procedure in this lap.
Big slide going up and an off for the 57, the White Bridge car. And that's a big incident, ripped off the left front wheel. So back at the lead of GT4 in 11th position, Bon Grimes may yet stand on the top step of the Le Mans podium. My goodness, he will be ecstatic. Cock-a-hoop the man from Red River Sport. Johnny Mowlem doing a good job to get his man back out into the fray. And Bon at the moment has got about 5 seconds on the next car back, which is the Stratton Motorsport number 66 GT4 car. That was started by Jeff Hubert.
And still driven.
And he's racing solo as well, yes. Under 3 minutes to go, Shane.
A bit of irony for that car, John, because it's run in cooperation with TRG, and the last time the Aston Martin Racing Festival was here, it was a TRG car who was second then. That was with Christina Nielsen driving.
The new for 2018 street car, which will become a GT3 race car in 2019, debuted to the public here, raced for the first time here, and will take its first race victory in the Aston Martin Racing Le Mans Festival for 2018. Ross Gunn from 33rd to the top step of the podium and wins it here at Le Mans. Oh! He's just done it. Bon Grimes has just gone through, but right on his tail. They were almost overlapping on the line. It was Rick Breukers has charged back after a spin in the middle of the race, and Johnny Mowlem is a class winner at Le Mans.
Johnny, you must be absolutely delighted with the performance here today.
Yeah, I'm very, very pleased. He only won by 0.167. That's why I couldn't talk to you at that point, because I was giving him a lot of countdowns there. So he did really, really well. Can't believe he... Lucky so-and-so wins his first ever race at Le Mans, so that's better than I ever did.
I can't believe it. I'm still buzzing. It's going to take me a year to come down from this one. Absolutely superb. Great car, great team, great support from Johnny and Red River Sport. I couldn't have done it without them.